Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high-level best of 3 between Rogue and Zaun. Now, if you've been following Rogue over the past few months, especially in Zerg versus Protoss, now if I was his father, which I am not, but imagine if I was, I would not say that I am angry with his performance or with the way that he plays. I'd just be disappointed in his early game specifically. Too often do I feel like Rogue throws his entire game away by doing something weird in the first 5 or first 6 minutes of a game, and then spends the rest of the game trying to repair that mistake that he made in the early game. Fairly often failing, sometimes succeeding. Impressive wins I've seen out of him. Impossible comebacks have been made, but I feel like life would be a lot easier and more fun for him if he just have a better early game, a more standard early game. But for whatever reason, just very similar to Dark, Rogue seems to just want to play whatever he wants to play. And, you know, with these honestly pretty poor results in ZVP as a result, very frequently. And it's weird to me because he often doesn't do these things in the Zerg versus Terran matchup at all. He actually doesn't, you know, he doesn't make as many weird mistakes there. So, let's see if it's going to be the case here as well. Zaun, I think, is someone that also has his own build orders. You know, he'll do his own crap. We'll throw in a Glaive Adept all in that I haven't seen before, like with a 5 gate or something. Like 7 gates. Like, ooh, that's an odd number. Double Adept coming in, 331. Speed is about to finish up. It's going to be -0 drones there, but -1 Adept. Double Spore. One of them is going to finish up most likely here, so there's no real reason to cancel anymore. These links are still going to commit to the second Adept as well. Will get the kill. Very good start here for Rogue, who loses 3 links but kills 2 Adepts. That is a phenomenal trade, because this is going to make it practically impossible for Zaun to take a 3rd base without having the Oracle at home. Look at that. He's forced back home right now with this bad boy, and that's not what you want to be doing at all. The Stalker didn't even get a kill on an Overlord. Overlord, oh, is way in the back. Stalker could still move out perhaps, but you're going to need to warp in a unit over here. It's going to be double Oracle into Twilight Council. No Forge going down quite yet. 3rd gas has already started as well, with a 4th gas quickly following that. I bet the Adept here is going to plug the wall. No, he's not. Okay, he does not want to clear this Overlord. Usually when you see Adept into Stalker, the main purpose of the Stalker is scout denial, as well as just netting an Overlord kill for you for free. But Zaun isn't picking up that free Overlord kill at all here, which is kind of weird, because, you know, that's a big reason why you're building the Stalker in the first place. So a little bit of an odd gameplay here out of the Korean toss. Who's gonna get 5 kills, nice control, 6 kills here with 2 Oracles before the 5-minute marks. That is good damage coming out of Zaun. He's following this up with a 4-gate blink. Yeah, this is honestly looking spicy. This is looking solid. This is looking good. I love the way that this is going here for him. I really do love this. Let's see if he's going to be capable of getting some more kills here. Triple Adept, of course, is perfect, because it allows you to one-shot creep tumors, which has become a much bigger part of the Protoss versus Zerg matchup, just general creep denial, because of the energy recharge, giving you that extra energy on the Oracles to spend on extra Revelations, while still allowing yourself to, you know, use the Pulsar Beam if necessary. Link count here is looking a little spicy. We have 19 plus 16. At 53 drones. And now he's going back into the... Why did we build so many links here? I don't understand. There's 4 Stalkers on the map. Surely just having these 15 links by himself, like with 3 queens, would have been plenty. It's crazy to me that despite having this amount of links, he's not managing to save everything. He's now trying to use this like a run by force. He really needs to kill all of those Stalkers pretty much, or this investment is going to be wasted. He's gonna commit here into the attack. +1 isn't done yet on his links either. 1 Stalker's gonna fall. This pylon is gonna get spotted. Queen gets caught in the stasis. Lots of links getting caught in the stasis. That Queen had, I think, 2 transfuses available. So now the gateway gets thrown down as well. This is going to be an 8-gate Blink Stalker attack here, without Forge, with double Oracle. Not a whole lot of stasis wards behind this. 60 drones, the 58 workers. +1 is about to finish up here for Rogue, as he once again moves way too many links into the stasis ward, setting himself up here for failure with these links. As his link count is honestly looking pretty pathetic. I don't think this should have been such a one-sided affair, but it is just going to be a very one-sided affair. Fighting 3+1 was a huge blunder here. And now, yeah, that's going to be it. Whenever tosses win in that particular way, I always wonder whether it's a pre-planned build or if it's more reactionary to what happens in the game. So if you just kind of go back over what actually happened in that game, we had an initial double adept loss, pretty much for free, like 3 links to 2 adepts. I mean, that's just a bad trade for the toss, right? You get 6 worker kills, that's about it. And then he makes the decision to go for it. So -2 adepts and 6 worker kills. That's the call to go for the 8-gate blink. I don't know. I think it's a bit thin. I don't think this is a very consistent approach of going for it. On top of that, we also saw Rogue actually opening up with a fast Evo Chamber. Evo Chamber +1 is the best defensive method to deal with this particular build, because your links are going to be way more effective. And against high stalker counts, everyone knows you need a lot of links. Roaches are not that good. They take extra damage from stalkers. So like this all could have played into the decision, and yet Zaun went for it and managed to win. I think a little bit of it was Rogue's like kind of misunderstanding of the situation. I think that early link flood and the pre+1 fight obviously didn't really help. And yeah, Zaun gets the W. I mean, fair play to him. Yeah, he did do a good job when it comes to attacking, being very decisive. But it's just one of those games once again where I look at it and I think to myself, like, I don't see Serral losing like that. You know, he just doesn't. And Serral does lose 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 workers sometimes in the early game, but I don't really see him die to these 7 or 8 gate attacks, and I don't know what the difference is really between him and Rogue. I don't know if it's unit control, if it's being more aware of where his peak timings are going to be. It's gonna be hard to say. Rogue here's adding 6 more links into the mix. We have a double adept chrono boost right now. Let's get a straight up cancel too. Ling is gonna hit the natural right away. He drives into the main base. Double adept show up. We have just a single queen over here. Quite a few links in the nat. And almost no links in the main. Single queen as well in the main. It's really weird because the second queen was gonna pop quicker from the natural. So Rogue kind of having everything at the natural and nothing in the main. If these 2 adepts finish their shade in the main, that could be an issue. We're going to get 2-3 worker kills. We might even get 4 worker kills over here. Okay, 3 worker kills plus a full away. This is not a good trade here for Rogue. He's also lost 4 links, so really 5 larva worth of units have gone down. Significant mining damage as well, like loss of income there when these drones were pulled away. Yeah, I'm not loving the moves here for our good friend Rogue. Significantly worse start than in the previous game. Early drone losses always hurt a little bit more. Once more, by the way, we have that quick third gas. We saw that previously already out of Zaun, where he went for that third gas before the third base. I don't know why that is happening. I'm not familiar with this being necessary at all for anything. But he's done it twice in a row now, so there has to be some type of system behind all of it. This was done of a single gate wall, but with a second gate in the main base. I'm a big fan of those moves. I'm a very big fan of those moves indeed. Alright. Fourth gas coming in as well. Double Oracle now trying to move in. Let's see how many kills this man can get. Like in this particular game, if you get 6 more kills on these Oracles, and you once more go for like a 7 or 8 gate blink attack, I'm like, hell yeah, baby. I dig that. There's no Evo Chamber here. Gonna have to fight against roaches. 1 goes down. Just a single one though this time around. Spore is ready and in position. Is the total amount of queens 5? It's going to be 6. 6 queens as a start. Interesting stuff. 5 adepts coming out. A way more significant investment here in adepts. In the previous game we saw, I think 3 adepts. No, he lost the initial 2 adepts and then warped in 3 more. So 5 adepts total. He's already lost 2 and then got 5 more, so that means 7 adepts total, 2 extra adepts. How many links are there out? Okay, there's a couple, 14 links. This is enough. You can't finish this. He is going to finish this. That means that these adepts are most likely going to die. He'll try to recall out. He's going to lose 3 out of the 5 adepts. Gets absolutely nothing done. A little bit sloppy there out of Zaun, who once more goes into... okay, he's just going to play the exact same build. I guess it is not really based on any... Like, there's no triggers for him. He's just going for it. I'm not loving this. He's also moving over to a third base. I think this is a fake. A fourth, excuse me. So he's pretending to take a fourth base here in the faces of his opponent. And maybe that gives Rogue a sense of safety. Look at this. 3 more drones coming in. Fourth base on the way as well. If we see like 5 more drones coming in here, that would be a pretty big deal. It's going up to 70 already right now. Sadly for Zaun, there's no fourth base done. So adding extra drones is actually not possible. Well, it's possible, but you're just going to be oversaturating bases, which is not great. There's going to be a 5th base. We have more overlords on the way, as well as 22 extra links. As Rogue is now... he's going to get the scout. He's going to get the scout. And this should tell him the story. He's like, okay, you had a probe here earlier. Let's see what you have. Okay, no 5th gas. Or no 6th gas, no 5th gas. That is really weird. Why is that? What is going on over here? Is this the exact same build as last game? Now he sees this pylon as well and clears this probe. Needs to send out another probe to try and get that gateway up. This is far away, though, from the reinforcement spot. On top of that, let's not forget, there's an alternative fourth base. It means that this base does not need to be defended. This base can actually be given up. And knowing Rogue, he most likely will give up that base. He's most likely going to try to pick off reinforcements, maybe clear this pylon, kill this gateway, deny the stream of reinforcements from coming in, and then saying, hey, this base, you know what? That is 300 minerals, and then the drone, I guess, is another 50. 350 minerals, that sucks, but you're pretty all in. You just wasted 30, 35 seconds attacking a base that I don't care about. You don't have a gateway up yet. This is why sometimes giving up a base is the correct thing to do. Like, just letting it die. It's like with a tree when you need to prune it, you know, so it can grow bigger later on. It's the same with these types of bases. You just give them up, so your left side base can thrive. This is so awkward for Zaun. What is he doing here? He had late 5th and 6th gases now. He's getting a forge. He's getting a robo bay. 2nd robotics facility. He's going for like a freaking 12-minute double Colossus timing. Lurkers are being popped out. This is done on layer tech, which is extremely uncommon, but a cool move nonetheless. This is why whenever I believe you're doing this type of build, it needs to aim at one of the core 3 bases pretty much. It needs to be a base A that is mining already, and also a base that is close to like a very key point, like the natural. So I would say this is the base you want to attack. If you can only attack a side base, your reinforcement point is over here or over here, it's just going to be so far away from actually achieving something. If you're over here, however, you can kill this base. That also means you can automatically kill this base. So then all of a sudden, you know, it's just 3 bases for the Zerg. It's kind of okay for a toss to play against. Ideally, maybe you move forward here. You can catch reinforcements in between the bases, that type of stuff. If you're just attacking a side base, it's not the case. Like, you lose nothing from losing that base, except that, you know, the monetary investment you made for that base. In this case, 350 minerals. Which is not a whole lot for a Zerg that's at 70 drones. Lurkers now coming in. We're going to get a surround as well. Okay, 1 lurker is going to get taken out. Here comes the Link surround. Hardly any lurkers, but sometimes just having 1 or 2 is going to be enough. It gives that backup for those Hydralisks. And the backup is really all that need. We have 2 lurkers in the back with just 8 range. Hive is on the way behind this. This will be good enough for a 4th base cancel. 8 drones are being blasted behind this. We have double disruptors coming in behind the Colossus. They're still without thermal lands, by the way. Once these Colossus get thermal lands, they're going to be capable of smashing these lurkers without the seismic spines. But for now, that blink forward was actually pretty dangerous. The Hydra link forward is dealing a lot of damage over here. Can he take out 1 Colossus? Yes, he can. Will most likely move back to safety into those 4 lurkers. Could potentially push in forward as well. Something we shouldn't forget about. Like, if these lurkers get into a position where they're attacking a 3rd base, that could be a very dangerous prospect here for the Protoss. Alright, what else do we have over here? What else do we have over here? We have that Hive. So seismic spines, that's going to be a key upgrade that we need to pay attention to. +2 range, 30 seconds away from finishing. Spire on the way already. I think this is a mistake. This is a complete misunderstanding of the situation that Rogue finds himself in. You want a Spire in order to deal with Tempest, but we're not in Tempest territory right now, okay? Like, Tempest territory is like World 5 of Mario. Okay, right now we're like what is it, 1, 2, you know, the second map in the first world. That is pretty much where we are in this game when it comes to the Proto stack. This is such a crap army. It has no Immortals, it has no Templar. Before you get into Tempest, you first are going to need 5, 6 Templar. That means Templar Archives and Storm. Like, we're talking 1200 gas that needs to be invested into this army before Tempest. That means that this Spire is useless. It's not going to contribute to anything at all in this game. Unless this game accidentally goes late, but I don't think it will, because the lurker count will be too large. In order to deal with lurkers, Tempest will be necessary, but in order to get Tempest, you're most likely gonna need Storm in order to, you know, deal with Vipers, deal with lurkers, in order to get the Tempest out, and then to deal with the high Hydra count as well. Like, I just don't quite see how Zaun is going to survive a high lurker count. Like, he's on a timer right now, and I think he realizes that. He just keeps on adding more and more disruptors into the mix. He has a fort base, forgot to take the gases there, which is actually a pretty significant blunder. This is good zoning, by the way, on the map. If you can cut off this area, he might be capable of taking out this left side base. If you can take out the left side base, all of a sudden you're playing 4 base to 4 base. You know, you have a bit of a gas bank. He's gonna throw down the fleet beacon already. Now, it's very early. That is a very early fleet beacon for the context of this game. And 12 minutes is actually quite a late time. So the Purification Oil comes in forward. Oracle's going to get... he managed to escape over here. What's our lurker count at? We're at 15. We're at 15. That means that for the next 2.5 to 3 minutes, whenever Rogue gets an aggressive position, whatever he's sieging up against is going to die. It will disappear. The lurker count is simply too high. How does Zaun stop this from happening? How does he prevent something like this from happening? By being aggressive, by being on the map, and by sending out run-bys. This is exactly what he's doing. You need one army to, you know, try to put on pressure, try to move into location. At the same time, you need run-bys to keep the secondary army at home. However, run-bys weren't big enough, run-bys didn't hit hard enough, and now that means that these lurkers are going to move across the map. Lurkers are going to be taking out this base, no problem. At the same time, though, Zaun is going to be breaking through over here. There is no Vipers in this composition right now, so these disruptors are in a bit of trouble, perhaps. 2 of them are going to shoot in forward, will catch the last remaining lurker. That means that this base is going to be in a little bit of trouble as well. As we have a bunch of lurkers coming back home. No sentries to force field this off. That would have been a huge deal. If you can double force field this, clear this base. All of a sudden, Rogue is down to 3 bases. Zealots smashing those spine crawlers as well. More Zealots now coming in to try and join this army. There is a Viper here. There's actually 2 Vipers here. We'll catch both of these Colossus as the Purification of is going to connect with the majority of the Hydras. This has been an okay trade, though, for Rogue. Absolutely. A lot of his lurkers are still alive. Resources lost, he's down 3k. You have carriers on the way as well as a mothership. I actually don't know what to think about the carriers here. I understand why it's carriers and not Tempest, but it still means you're going to need like a decent amount of carriers to deal with something. On top of that, these Hydras have very good upgrades. They're +3, they're going to get +1 carapace. These are going to be 0/0 carriers, so you're not really ending the era of the Hydra. Well, if you're going Tempest and you manage to get a couple of Templar in, you are ending the era of the Hydra and the Lurker at the same time. So it is a risk here. It is a risk here that Zaun is taking, and so far it's not paying off. He's going to be losing this forward base as well, as he only has 2 disruptors left. We still have 2 abducts available on this bad boy, and there's only 2 disruptors left. Yeah, I really believe that skipping Templar here is a mistake, because it just makes Vipers too powerful. It makes Vipers way too powerful. It makes these Hydras too strong as well. Storm plus feedback is absolutely vital against Hydra, Lurker, Viper, and it is a step that he skipped in order to rush out these carriers. It's great that you have triple carriers, but the Hydra count, I think, is just a little bit too big. It's just a little bit too high over here, as it's 182 supply to 151. We're 4 base versus 3 base, and we just have constant reinforcements into this position. We are up to 15 lurkers. That is a beautiful number. That actually is a beautiful number. He's moving in forward. He's going to try to snipe that mothership. He's not quite going to get it. Disruptor's going to get sniped as it comes out as well. Ooh, that is a neat time warp over here. Hydras continue smacking some of his interceptors down. Mothership falls as well. The plan here for Zaun is to clear all the anti-air, and then with the remaining interceptors try to take out all the lurkers, but I just don't think there's enough damage output here. Like, these Hydras are just too good. Reinforcement ability for the Zerg is also just a little bit too high, as GG gets called, and Rogue ties up this best of 3, 1-1. Exciting stuff there out of Rogue, obviously, as he managed to secure the bag. Now we're gonna go into game number 3. See what's going on over here. We have some Oracle action. We have the double adept shenanigans. What's our wall look like? Double gate in the wall. Classic stuff. Double Oracle coming out as well. Ooh. These adepts are awfully aggressive out here on the map, let me tell you. You have 4 queens only, 5th on the way. Don't have a sport in natural Rogue. Oh, you greedy prick. He's almost throwing down a Roach Warren here at a early time. 1 kill, 2 kills. Both of them stay alive with like negative HP. Get a kill on the 3rd as well here with this Oracle. Oh, he gets the recall in too. That's nice. That's real nice, actually. These bad boys are gonna get some of that HP back. He's gonna shade over towards the 3rd base. Instantly starts that battery there too, by the way. He needs to be careful that he doesn't still get sniped here. Now, especially Rogue is gonna lose a couple of workers. Overlord's gonna get taken out. We have 3 forming. You can't make this up. He's actually going to play the same opener here. He's going for a, well, not the exact same, but it's going to be 6 gate without Forge. 6 gate into Forge. This is such a rare opener. And I am really curious to see how this is going to pan out. I am not super familiar with this at all. I really am not. I'm so curious how this is going to pan out. He's trying to get some stasis wards up here. It's allowed. Not necessarily against it. He throws down 1 revelation. How many kills can we get? He's gonna get 0. Almost loses away. He should lose this. This is dead. Yeah, it's a dead Oracle. There you go. So look at that, buddy. Okay. 3 drones, 3 links. 1 Overlord for an Oracle. Honestly, I take that trade if I'm the Zerg. I actually take that trade 100 times. Like, like 10 out of 10 times. Every single time I would love that trade. This is a really far away fort base. It just feels far maybe because there's almost no creep heading there. This seems like the more natural fort, surely, doesn't it? Ooh! What? Oh, that was really cool. I didn't know that was possible. So it triggered the stasis, but then just went in the hatch, so it didn't matter. You can't really stasis ward a hatchery. That would be pretty freaking broken. That would be pretty freaking broken indeed. Okay, what do we have over here? We have a Stalker attack. It's just going to capture the sport base. So this Stalker attack achieved the same as the Stalker attack in the previous game, right? Except this time we have much faster 5th and 6th gases. We still went for that 6 gate though before anything else. Gonna throw down a Robo Bay. It's about 1.5 minutes faster. 1.5 minutes quicker than in the last game. Melee and Carapace here for Rogue at the same time. Okay. Am I digging this? No. Is it weird as hell? Yeah. He's getting triple hatches at the same time. This Hydra then is fake news, surely. Why is my man upgrading like he's gonna go rush into Ultras from here on out? He also has that infestation pit ready. He's building a freaking triple hatch. Look at his worker count. He's 60 to 67. Alright, buddy. I am so curious what he's up to. They're trying to read Rogue is like reading a book in a different language while you're blind and you don't know how to read in any language. Because I just don't understand what he's doing. Okay, he's still going to go Lurker then. On 65 workers with double Evo and also getting Burrow. For the people that are unaware, you don't need to get Burrow in order for Lurkers to be capable of burrowing. They naturally have that ability. I always felt like that was weird. I feel like once you build a Lurker, all other units should automatically get it as well. And they should teach it to the other Zerg units. Because it's not really like a research, like Terrans and Protoss research things, you know? Like it's more like it's like a learned behavior. Burrow. It's like you could teach that to someone else. Like it doesn't really cost resources. Like the wings, I understand. You know, you need to research like this evolutionary trait. Like, that makes sense. You can't just learn it from someone else. Like, it's you know, some genetic testing needs to be done. But the burrow, like digging a hole in the ground, like that is what a lot of German people do when they come to the Netherlands. I don't know why they do it, but they come here, they drive to our beaches, and then on our beach they start digging massive holes. This is a very common thing. I told this to the TLO, who is my boss at the Shopify Rebellion. And he told me that as a kid, he would also drive to beaches to dig holes. You know how most people, they build sandcastles, with the Germans, they're always preparing for something, let me tell you. Digging them holes. Don't know yet what they're going for. Maybe to the other side of the world, but they're ready. Very efficient. Alright, lurker count here is looking healthy. 88 drones, 77 probes, 4 lurkers. It's not enough. He's just gonna lose all the lurkers before anything happens. Yeah, there you go. Hardly dealt any damage. We have 3 more lurkers now showing up. We have a Ling flank into Colossus. It's not usually what you'd love to see. We get a blink in forward. One of the lurkers almost gets taken out. Good transfuse usage there, though. These Lings are going to connect with this army. Let's see how big those carapace upgrades are gonna get into, you know, into action. Spore actually being an absolute king over here. The savior of this moment. Taking out that observer is a big deal, but these dogs are going to blink in forward, take out 2 more lurkers. Makes a total of 8 lurkers killed already, and the Zealots are now taking out this top right side base. It's going to be 4 base over here versus, yeah, honestly, 3 base just for the Zerg. That is not good for Zerg. I mean, this was just a weird build. Like, what the hell was this? He was pretending like he had like 95 drone eco, but he was getting burrow and 1-1 upgrades on 60 drones. He threw down the infestation pit on 60 drones. I mean, he is in a really bad spot right now, Rogue. He's in a god-awful spot. He's relying on Lings with 1-1 upgrades against 5 Colossi out on the map. 5. That is the highest amount of Colossus I've seen since Wings of Liberty PvP. GG gets called. Azan is going to win this series with a 2-1 score. And once again, Rogue is not going to win the ZVP.